Was a superstar. I've been saying it for years. I keep telling everybody she's the Steph Curry of women's basketball, college or pro. She is a superstar. I had the pleasure of doing an event with her on campus at Iowa a few months ago. I went there for my man Mark Shapiro, and I had a blast. She and I were on a panel together. She's a wonderful, wonderful young lady, incredibly poised. But this woman is the nation's leading scorer, averaging 31.5 points per game, shooting 40% from threes. She's hitting at least 5 3-pointers per game. She is...
Nike's multi-billion-dollar machine collapsed in less than a minute. At the stroke of midnight, a $40 t-shirt featuring a freshly unveiled logo for a WNBA star unleashed a digital firestorm. Systems designed to handle billions in yearly sales froze under the sheer volume. This wasn't fallout from a shoe controversy or Super Bowl spectacle. It was something far more shocking, raw, organic demand from millions of fans desperate to be part of a cultural moment. What began as a simple release ignited a $500 million domino effect, laying bare a massive miscalculation and permanently reshaping women's basketball, finally forcing executives to face a reality they had dismissed for generations.
Amazing logo threes and buzzer beaters. Now, Clayton Clark has been the talk of the town for the past, really this whole year, but really just heavy in the past 2 months, just because, she's the best female college player of all time that's coming out of college type shit. Even though they lost in the championship, they are still just showing this girl's face. No hate, no love. I really like her game. I haven't seen too much of it. I've seen little clips and stuff, but I really haven't just sat there.
For 18 months, Nike's silence spoke louder than words. Fans begged, debated, and waited for merchandise tied to Caitlin Clark, the breakout sensation hailed as the Steph Curry of women's basketball. She dominated the national stage as the country's leading scorer, draining 5 threes a night with effortless confidence and undeniable star power. Yet while Nike routinely fast-tracks multi-million-dollar shoe launches, Clark's arrival in their product lineup crawled at a glacial pace. What should have been an instant win became a baffling delay, fueling frustration and exposing a costly blind spot for a brand built on recognizing and monetizing athletic brilliance.
Oh, wait till this girl gets to the WNBA. She is something special. Make no mistake about it. And I really, really, really am rooting for her. I really want to see her again have another shot at a national championship. She's my favorite player in women's basketball.
The instant the logo went live, all order vanished. At exactly midnight on a late September night, a stripped-down Mark, 2 interlocking CS, flooded the digital storefront. At $40 for adults and $35 for kids, the 2 million shirts produced looked excessive on paper. In reality, the number was absurdly low. What was meant to be a standard merchandise drop for a sportswear titan detonated into a global spectacle, a cultural shockwave that rattled the very core of sports apparel history.
Conversation around greatness can have nothing to do with the conversation around being a cultural phenomenon. And now there is no debate that Caitlin Clark has become exactly that. Think about it. The Nike historic shoe deal she just signed, she signed because companies like to make money, and they know they will make money. Because when Caitlin Clark walks into a coffee shop in the middle of nowhere, people recognize her. Because when you are on Saturday Night Live and every news and entertainment network along the way, not just sports networks, you've risen above the conversation about your play and you've become a cultural phenomenon.
The collapse came fast and merciless. In under a minute, Nike's global commerce infrastructure was swamped by 10 million visitors. More than 500,000 orders slipped through before the system buckled, shutting out millions of would-be buyers. Excitement curdled into fury, then into an almost obsessive resolve to get the shirt at any cost. The world watched as a WNBA player just 2 years into her pro career generated demand on par with the biggest male superstars alive, an unprecedented digital storm that rewrote every assumption about women's sports.
And watch an Iowa game when she was playing, or just sit there and watch her full highlight clips, just whatever great shot she shoots or whatever play she makes that's big, and it goes on Twitter or TikTok, whatever. I've seen it. But I want to give respect due to this, to her, because again, what she's doing is amazing. You ain't never seen no female do what she be doing, or no woman. So in that standpoint, I just want to show love and just see, what's going on, see what type of shots and just the craftiness that she got.
The digital meltdown didn't stop at U.S. borders. Europe woke to frozen pages and error screens, while Asia, where Clark's fan base runs deep, saw the same chaos unfold. In Tokyo, Japanese fans lined up outside stores before dawn, hoping for any chance to land shirt. Meanwhile, Chinese resale platforms exploded, with Clark tees appearing at prices north of $3,000. The message was unmistakable. Demand had gone global overnight, and Nike had spectacularly misread its scale. And this was only the beginning.
The argument right now that Caitlin Clark has become the Taylor Swift for all of women's sports. She's easily recognizable in everything she does, and it's turning new generations of fans to her. It's bringing new generations of women and men to sports that maybe they weren't covering before. It's getting a level of interest that is far beyond the game that's being played. We can continue to debate the career process for Caitlin Clark and what's going to happen. But what this shoe deal proves to all of us and reminds all of us is that there are sometimes some people are larger than any one particular game that they play. Caitlin Clark has accomplished that already.
The secondary market ignited, transforming disorder into instant profit. Bots and resellers rushed in, flipping inventory at markups exceeding 250%. One overnight arbitrage king reportedly pulled in $50,000 from that single drop, exposing the massive revenue gap Nike left wide open with its miscalculation. Even Wall Street paid attention. Nike's stock surged 8% in pre-market trading the next morning. This was no longer just about a t-shirt. It was the arrival of an undeniable new economic force.
Gonna be a monster. It is gonna be the most popular and the most important shoe that Nike has released, definitely since the LeBron shoe, and maybe even dating all the way back to the Jordan shoe. And in terms of sales, it is going to be off the charts. And just listening to Caitlin talk about the features that this shoe is going to have, it is going to be next level in terms of the evolution of
Social media erupted into full-blown frenzy. Hashtags surged to the top of global trends as clips of crash pages and failed checkouts racked up hundreds of millions of views. What began as a basic t-shirt quickly leapt beyond sports, rebranded as a fashion statement with Vogue and GQ weighing in. High schoolers started bartering the shirts for gaming consoles, concert tickets, even cars. Overnight, the apparel became a marker of status and identity, an unmistakable symbol of women's basketball's raw, undeniable commercial power.
On our team, no matter who you are, what your role is, and they buy into that, but they are not jealous of Caitlin because they know she works hard, harder than anybody. She's a goofy teammate. She shares the wealth. I mean, she gives Nike gear out like it's candy and Bose headphones and those type of things. So, I mean, she's a person that endears herself to you. She gives credits to her teammates as soon as she can. And, you know, when her spotlight shines, it shines on all of us, and we're all happy.
Caitlin Clark had crossed a line few athletes ever reach. The comparisons came fast. Many began calling her the Taylor Swift of women's sports. Instantly recognizable and magnetizing entire new generations of fans, men and women alike, she pulled audiences into games they had once overlooked. Her influence now stretched far beyond the court, lifting her from elite athlete to full-blown cultural force. The moment made one truth impossible to ignore. Some figures grow bigger than the sport that created them.